Welcome back students to another video lesson from the topic reflection of light. In the last video lesson we had seen how different types of images are formed when objects are kept at different distances in front of both concave and convex mirror. We have seen that a concave mirror can produce both real and virtual images, and the size of the image may be different depending upon the distance at which the object has been kept. But a convex mirror always forms a virtual, erect, and diminished image irrespective of where the object has been kept. Now, today we shall discuss three very important topics from the same lesson. As you can see right now on the screen, I have mentioned these three topics. The first one being sign convention for spherical mirrors, the second one mirror formula and magnification, and the third we shall discuss one numerical problem each based upon the concept of mirror formula and magnification from concave and convex mirror. So let's begin with the first topic, Cartesian sign convention. Now for this you need to have a close look on the picture that has been shown on the screen right now. It is actually a summarized version of the new Cartesian sign convention. Now right at the beginning I would like to tell you that all of you are quite aware of this sign convention. Why is it so? You have already studied how to plot values on graph. So actually the convention of positive and negative values that we usually adopt while plotting a value on a graph paper, it is Cartesian sign convention, and exactly the same rule is going to be applied in case of spherical mirrors. So there is just a slight modification regarding the terminology, otherwise the basic rule is going to be just the same. Now let me just tell you how it is similar. For this, let me just create some space so that I can show you. Fine. So when you are drawing a graph, there are two axes that are mutually perpendicular to each other. The point of intersection is the origin. The horizontal axis is marked x and x dash, while the vertical axis is marked y and y dash. Now the four parts into which this axis divides this space are called the four quadrants. This you are quite aware of from the concept of trigonometry. Now whatever values we are plotting in the first quadrant, they are positive both for x and y values. In the second quadrant, the values of x are negative while that of y are positive. In the third quadrant, both x and y are negative. In the fourth quadrant, x is positive while y is negative. So what is the basic rule that we have followed? Actually, whenever we are doing any measurement, we always begin from the origin. So all values are measured from the origin. Whenever we are measuring any value towards the right of the origin, whenever we are measuring any value towards the right of the origin, they are positive. Similarly, whenever we are measuring any value towards the left of the origin, they are negative. This is how we plot values on the graph paper. Now what about the vertical axis? Whenever we are plotting any value above the origin in the upward direction, they are positive. And whenever we are going down the origin, values are negative. This is the basic way of assigning positive or negative sign to a value whenever we are plotting on a graph paper. Now, as I told you, exactly the same convention is going to be followed in case of spherical mirrors. So let me just clear up this space so that I can give a magnified view of the picture that I had shown regarding the sign convention once again. Okay. So now the new Cartesian sign convention is being used for measuring the various distances in the ray diagrams of spherical mirrors, both concave and convex. So as you can see that in the diagram, in place of origin we are having the pole. It's actually just like we do all the measurements on a graph paper from the origin. Similarly, in case of spherical mirrors, all the measurements will be done from the pole of the mirror. So pole is the central point. So either we will do the measurement towards the right or towards the left from the pole of the mirror. Now the second thing that has to be kept in mind is that object is always kept on the left hand side. As you can see, the object AB is on the left. So object is always on the left. So obviously the incident light, the direction of incident light will be towards the right hand side. So hence the direction of incident light is taken as positive. So all distances measured in the direction of the incident light, or you can say that all the distances measured towards the right are positive. Similarly, if you are doing any measurement from the pole towards the left, they will be negative. Now coming to the height. If we consider the height of the object, then the height will be measured from the principal axis in the upward direction. So height upward is going to be positive, while the height downward as you can see in this case, from the principal axis, that is going to be negative. So this is the basic sign convention that is going to be followed, and let's quickly write it down so that it becomes convenient for you to remember them. So according to sign convention, or rather the Cartesian sign convention, we can say that what are the rules? All the distances are measured from pole of the mirror as origin. This is the first rule. Coming to the second one, distances measured in the same direction as that of incident light are taken as positive. Third rule, distances measured against the direction of incident light are taken as negative. Fourth rule: distances measured upward and perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as positive. Finally, distances measured downward and perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as negative. So these are the basic rules. Let us read it out again. All the distances are measured from pole of the mirror as origin. Distances measured in the same direction as that of incident light are taken as positive. Distances measured against the direction of incident light are taken as negative. Distances measured upward and perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as positive. Distances measured downward and perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as negative. As I told you, let's go back to the diagram once again. So the object is always placed on the left of the side of the mirror so that the direction of incident light is from left to right. Since the incident light always goes from left to right, all the distances measured from the pole, that is the position marked P, pole of the mirror, to the right side will be considered positive because they will be in the same direction as the incident light. On the other hand, all the distances measured from pole of mirror to the left side will be negative because they are measured against the direction of incident light. So we can draw some important conclusions from the sign convention. So it will be convenient to remember these if we write down these conclusions separately for concave mirror and convex mirror. So how to remember that? According to the sign convention, the distances towards the left of the mirror are negative. Since an object is always placed to the left side of a mirror, therefore the object distance u is always negative. So object distance u is always negative for both the mirrors. This is the first conclusion. Coming to the second one. The images formed by a concave mirror can be either behind the mirror, that is it could be a virtual image, or in front of the mirror, that is it could be a real image. So the image distance it is represented by V, for a concave mirror can be either positive or negative depending on the position of the image. So if an image is formed behind a concave mirror to the right side, that is, it is a virtual image, then the image distance is positive. But if the image is formed in front of the mirror on the left side, that is, it is a real image, then the image distance will be negative. Now in a convex mirror, the image is always formed on the right hand side behind the mirror. So the image distance for a convex mirror is always positive. Why? Because it always forms a virtual image. The focus of a concave mirror is in front of the mirror on the left side. So the focal length of a concave mirror is negative. It is written with a minus sign. On the other hand, the focus of a convex mirror is behind the mirror on the right side. So the focal length of a convex mirror is positive. It is written with a plus sign. Now coming to the sign of height of object and image. An object is always placed above the principal axis in the upward direction. So the height of an object is always considered positive. Height of an object is always considered positive. Now, an image can be formed above the principal axis or below the principal axis. So, if an image is formed above the principal axis, its height is taken as positive. And if an image is formed below the principal axis, then its height is taken as negative. We know that all the virtual images are erect and are formed above the principal axis. So, height of image given by hi for virtual image, it is going to be positive, and for real image it is going to be negative. We know that concave mirror can form both types of images, but a convex mirror can form only virtual images. So in case of a convex mirror, height of image is always positive. So this is how we need to remember the sign convention for both types of mirrors, whether it is a concave mirror or a convex mirror. Now let's move on to a very important topic, that is a mirror formula. The distance of an object from the pole of a mirror is known as the object distance, as we were discussing right now. Object distance is denoted by the letter U. The distance of image from the pole of a mirror is known as the image distance, and it is denoted by the letter V. The distance of focus from the pole of a mirror is known as focal length, denoted by letter F. Now, there is a relationship between the object distance, image distance and focal length of a spherical mirror. Now, this relationship holds good for both concave mirror and convex mirror. Now, this relationship is given by the mirror formula. So, what is mirror formula? A formula which gives the relationship between image distance, object distance and focal length of a spherical mirror is known as the mirror formula. So, we can write down the mirror formula as 1 by image distance plus 1 by object distance equal to 1 by focal length. Symbolically, 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Where V is distance of image from mirror, U is distance of object from mirror, and F is focal length of the mirror. All these terms are marked in the diagram that you can see alongside, and very well you can identify it. The mirror formula has three values in it: U, V and F. So if any two values are known, the third value can be calculated. The known values should be put in this formula with their proper signs, but no sign should be given to the unknown value to be calculated. Its proper sign will come by itself by calculations. The proper signs of the known values, whether it is for U, V or F, can be applied using the Cartesian sign convention for spherical mirrors. One more thing that you need to remember while applying the mirror formula, that it is applicable for both type of spherical mirrors, concave mirror as well as convex mirror. By using this mirror formula, we can find out the position and nature of the images found by concave mirror and convex mirror. Before we start solving some questions based upon mirror formula, let us understand one more thing, that is linear magnification produced by mirrors. The size of image formed by a spherical mirror depends on the position of the object from the mirror. The image formed by a spherical mirror can be bigger than the object, equal to the size of the object, or smaller than the object. The size of the image relative to the object is given by the linear magnification. So we can say that the ratio of the height of image to the height of object is known as linear magnification. This means that we can write down magnification to be equal to height of image by height of object. This means m, if it represents linear magnification with m is equal to height of image by height of object. Now in our ray diagrams, the object is always placed above the principal axis. So the height of the object will always be positive. We also know that a virtual image is always formed above the principal axis. Therefore, the height of a virtual image will be positive. But a real image is formed below the principal axis. So the height of a real image will be negative because it is measured in the downward direction. So very easily we can conclude that though the height of object is always positive, the height of the image can be either positive or negative depending upon whether it is a virtual image or a real image respectively. Now for a virtual image, Hi will be positive, and obviously height of object is always positive. So magnification, that is Hi by Ho, should be positive. In other words, if the magnification has a plus sign, then the image is virtual and erect. Now for real image, height of image is negative, height of object is always positive. Therefore, magnification for real image hi by ho is negative. So we can say that if the magnification has a minus sign, then the image is real and inverted. Since a concave mirror can produce virtual images as well as real images, the magnification produced by a concave mirror can be either positive or negative. A convex mirror, however, forms only virtual images. So, the magnification produced by a convex mirror is always positive. One more thing that you should remember is, if magnification has a value greater than 1, then image is bigger than the object. That is, image is magnified or enlarged. If m is equal to 1, then image is of same size as the object. But if the magnification is less than 1, then image is smaller than the object. That is, it is diminished. If we know the height or size of the object and that of the image, then we can calculate the magnification by using the formula m equal to hi by ho. Many times, however, we do not know their heights. So there is one more expression that helps us to find out the magnification. The linear magnification produced by a mirror is equal to the ratio of the image distance to the object distance. So magnification is also equal to image distance divided by object distance. Symbolically, we can write down m to be equal to minus v by u. So the linear magnification produced by a mirror is equal to the ratio of the image distance to the object distance with a minus sign. M is the magnification, v is image distance, u is the object distance. So now if we know the image distance and the object distance, then also we can calculate the magnification. So now we are having two formula for magnification. M is equal to hi by ho, and it is also equal to minus v by. So these are the two formula for the magnification, and we can use these two formula to solve the numerical problems. We can also equate these two expressions. This means hi by ho can be equated to minus v by u for spherical mirrors. Now, as I told you right in the beginning of the class, we shall be solving two numerical problems, one each from concave and convex mirror. So let's begin with the first numerical problem, which is based on concave mirror. What is the question? I'm just reading it out. Find the size, nature and position of image formed when an object of size 1 centimeter is placed at a distance of 15 centimeter from a concave mirror of focal length 10 centimeter. Whenever a numerical problem is given, first of all you need to identify what values have been provided in the question, what are the given values. Then you have to write it down putting the proper sign as per Cartesian sign convention, and then you need to find out what has to be calculated. So here we have been given the object distance and focal length. So first of all we will find out the image distance, which will give us the position of image. So let's begin by writing down the given values. So what is given in the question? The given values are object distance, which is always negative, so object distance is minus of 15 centimeter. Image distance, that has to be calculated. Focal length for a concave mirror is always negative, so it is given 10 centimeter, and as per sign convention we put a minus sign. Now we have to use the mirror formula. So since 1 by v plus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f, so this implies that 1 by v plus 1 by minus 15 is equal to 1 by minus of 10. So therefore we can write down 1 by v minus 1 by 15 to be equal to minus 1 by 10. Let's proceed with the calculations. We can write down 1 by v equal to minus 1 by 10 plus 1 by 15. Therefore 1 by v is equal to, we take LCM 15 and 10, LCM of 10 and 15 is 30, so you get minus 3 plus 2. So therefore 1 by v comes out to be minus 1 by 30, or we can write down v to be equal to minus 30 centimeter. So thus the position of image is 30 centimeter to the left side of mirror, or we can say 30 centimeter in front of mirror. Minus sign shows the left side of the mirror. From the value we can write down nature of the image. So what is nature of the image? Since the image is formed in front of the concave mirror, its nature is going to be real and inverted. Now coming to the third part, we have to find out the size of the image. To find the size of the image, we have to calculate the magnification first. Now we know magnification is given by minus v by u. We know that v is minus 30 centimeter, we have calculated it right now, and object distance is minus 15 centimeter. So we shall substitute. So m is equal to, minus sign is outside, let's put the value of v, that is minus 30, and the value of u is minus 15. So we cancel out the negative values. 15 2s are 30, which implies m is equal to minus 2. Now since m is also equal to height of image by height of object, so we can write down minus 2, which is the value for magnification, to be equal to height of image by height of object. What was the height of the object? It was provided that height of object is equal to 1 centimeter, and we know that height of object is always positive, so we can write down plus 1. Let's proceed with the calculations further. So now we can write down minus 2 to be equal to height of image by 1, or we can write down height of image is equal to minus 2 into 1, that is minus 2 centimeter. So thus the image is 2 centimeter long. The minus sign here shows that the image is formed below the principal axis, that is, it is a real and inverted image. So this is how we can solve a numerical problem using the mirror formula and the magnification formula for a concave mirror. Now let's solve one more problem that is based on convex mirror. I am reading out the question. An object 5 cm high is placed at a distance of 10 cm from a convex mirror of radius of curvature 30 cm. Find the nature, position and size of the image. So here again we shall follow the same logic. What is provided in the question? It is given object distance. Object distance is minus 10 centimeter. Image distance we have to find out. Again, radius of curvature is 30 centimeter. Since it is a convex mirror, so radius of curvature is positive. Now we have to find out the focal length. Since f is equal to r by 2, so that will give us plus 30 centimeter divided by 2, that is equal to plus 15 centimeter. So now we are knowing the object distance as well as the focal length. We know that 1 by v plus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. So now on substituting the values, we get 1 by v plus 1 by minus 10 equal to 1 by plus 15. Therefore, 1 by v minus 1 by 10 is equal to 1 by 15. 1 by v is equal to 1 by 15 plus 1 by 10. 1 by v is equal to, again LCM of 15 and 30, 15 and 10 is going to be 30. In solving you get 2 plus 3. So 1 by v is equal to 5 by 30, which implies 1 by v you can cancel. It's equal to 1 by 6. That shows that v is equal to plus 6 centimeter. Thus, the position of image is 6 centimeter behind the convex mirror. Since the image is formed behind the convex mirror, its nature will be virtual and erect. To find the size of the image, we will calculate the magnification first. So m is equal to minus v by u. Now since v is plus 6 centimeter, u is minus 10 centimeter, therefore magnification will be minus plus 6 divided by minus 10. So m is equal to 6 by 10, or we can write down m is equal to be 0.6. Now as we all know that magnification is also equal to height of image by height of object. So now we can see that m is 0.6, and it was provided in the question that height of object is equal to plus 5 centimeter. It was provided in the question. So we can write down 0.6 to be equal to height of image by plus 5. So what does that imply? Height of image is equal to 0.6 into 5 centimeter, and this means it is equal to plus 3 centimeter. So thus the size of the image is 3 centimeter. So based upon the concept of mirror formula and magnification, you need to practice more numerical problems to have a better understanding. This will be all for this video lesson. Thank you.